It always comes back to that principle for me. All politics starts with that. Everything discussion, offence, right and wrong, everything, fundamental human rights. So I think I can, and there's so much misunderstanding it's like you think that you can't make any quantum leaps when you talk about that, because there's such a fundamental misunderstanding about what free speech is with the general public. It should be taught in schools what free speech is.
Those who are feeling the pinch might wonder, you earn £167,000 per year. If you need help buying your wardrobe, why shouldn't pensioners on £13,000 a year get help with their heating bills?
Well, let me tell you what I'm focused on. I was elected into government with a strong majority and mandate to bring that change. And the change that I promised, that I'll be judged on, is whether living standards have improved and people feel better off. Whether our economy is growing in all parts of Scotland, all parts of the country, United Kingdom.
And there's an election in 18 months in Scotland.
Energy up and running to develop the jobs of the future.
Will people in Scotland actually feel that their lives have gotten better within 18 months, which is when Anna Sarwar wants to be First Minister?
We've already started taking the first steps. We're getting investment in. Great British Energy already up and running and making decisions.
Has George got new glasses? Well, I think the prize goes to Steve, who spotted my new glasses. And I should just like to make perfectly plain that Lord Ali had no part in the purchasing of these new glasses, which are, and my wife and I were just discussing this, I mean, this is kind of top of the range. These are Gucci glasses. They cost £200. But Keir Starmer's glasses cost £10,000. Admittedly, it was Lord Ali that was paying for them. But Gayatri asked me, how can glasses cost £10,000 if your Gucci glasses cost £200? What are Starmer's made of? Diamonds? Are there diamonds on the legs, if that's what you call them, of his spectacles, arms of his spectacles? Is he seeing through rose colour? How is it possible for your glasses to cost £10,000?
Well, there's three things that I can talk really confidently about and take on all comers that I know about, that I could probably, I reckon I could do a good 10 minutes on these without even practicing. And that's not comedy. I'll talk about what I know, which is opinion, of course, and it's subjective, but I talk about what I know and what principles of comedy and examples. I could do comedy, obviously. Free speech. I seem to have studied that inadvertently for it always comes back to that principle for me. All politics starts with that. Everything discussion, offence, right and wrong, everything, fundamental human rights. So I think I can, and there's so much misunderstanding that it's like you think that you can't make any quantum leaps when you talk about that, because there's such a fundamental misunderstanding about what free speech is with the general public. It should be taught in schools what free speech is. Comedy, free speech, and animal welfare. And I can go off on millions of tangents with animal welfare because that is complex. So I think the best thing, probably the first two, if I wanted to be funny as well. It's difficult to be funny with animal welfare.
Not one member of the Labour Friends of Israel has resigned as a result of the issuing of these arrest warrants. Imagine that. Not one.
Well, speaking of Labour, Bernsey says, well, let's see what Keir Starmer says now, because as we have seen, he does the opposite of everything he says. Yes, we said so. And Ravindra Bhatia says, for the younger ones amongst us, look up quisling in the dictionary if you want to get a different angle on Keir sabotage Starmer. Quisling? who is
Quisling was the Nazi
treasurer.
collaborator in Norway, and he gave his name to such people forever after.
Yeah.
This is, I mean, I don't know what this means to an American. This might as well not be on, might it? Because it's like, I'm just sitting here talking bollocks. It's getting pretty existential now, isn't it? You'll miss me when I'm gone. I want clips of this shown. Again, when I die, I don't want creator of David Brent and Afterlife, clips from that. I want clips from this. Oh dear. I suppose you've got to do everything you can to make yourself feel good, or the things you like. Watch a box set. Watch The Sopranos from the beginning. Watch comedy. Watch Curb Enthusiasm. Watch things you like. Be creative. Write about it. Moan about it. Write a blog. Moan about it. Get things off your chest. Write things about someone really annoying in the next bed. Make yourself laugh. Sometimes, right, if someone's annoying me, if I think of something about them, right, you know, like, fucking hell, is eating like a fat frog, right? And then I feel sorry for them, because I think, oh, that poor bloke, he doesn't know that I'm calling him a fat frog. And then I feel sorry for him, and that makes me feel better. So, you know, you look forward to better days and keep yourself active. Creativity. Play chess. Try and get good at something if you can. Yeah, take care of yourself. Just care about yourself. Get yourself feeling better. Whatever. Think what would make you feel better. Do that. That's probably terrible advice. Our doctor's saying, no, don't say that to people. Some of them are in here because they did stupid things. Some of them are in here because they used to like jumping off bridges and onto cars. Don't tell them to do what they like. But I must just say, any advice I give, don't say. I'm not a doctor. I'm not in anything. I'm not a politician. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a lawyer. So, right. Oh, thanks everyone. Stay safe. Be nice to animals. Have a good week. Tatty bye, everyone. Tatty bye. Hello. Pickle's trying to sleep, but I wanted to film her as a thank you to everyone who bought Absolutely Mental Series 2. If you haven't bought Absolutely Mental Series 2, you can. If you haven't bought 1 or 2, you can buy them both at a bargain price. If you haven't bought any of them and don't intend to, thanks anyway for following and looking at my cat. It's nearly a year since we rescued her, isn't it, Pickle? Pickle, you can't do this. You're on You're live, and you're just look. That's a do not disturb. Oh, isn't she lovely? Got a gig tonight, and I pickle. The Palladium again. Supernature coming along. Lovely. I think it's my best, but that's not for me to say. What are you going to do tonight, Pick? Just sort of chill. I can't believe how rude you are, Pickle. There's people tuning in here from all over the world. And look, I was going to do. I did a thank you on Instagram. Then because it's a cat and me talking over it, so it's not annoying. Anyway, I got a low battery as well, so I'm badly prepared here. Oh, Pickle. Still trying to sort out international travel and gigs around the world. I can't stand having to cancel. I'd never cancelled a gig. Been on stage dying of flu, bad back. I've taken private jets and helicopters, and it's so frustrating. And there's a few more that are in jeopardy because of international travel and visas and what we're allowed to do at the venue and stuff. And it's so frustrating because people have bought tickets. They've had tickets for like a year and a half, and it breaks my heart. But if I have to cancel any more, there's not many to go, but there will be more. It's getting to that point where you don't want people to waste their money on flight and hotel. So I apologise in advance, but just know there was nothing I could do about it, and that I'll come next year, even if it's a different show. And I'm so sorry. But yeah, you can watch this one on Netflix, and then I'll come with a new one if I don't come to your city. Is the show tonight cancelled? Someone said, no. This is international. This is like certain countries are still. I don't know. Yeah, I know the US is I think the US is the worst. We've been trying to put gigs into like bigger venues, like a half capacity, like but it's just we're doing everything we can. It's only a few. All the UK ones are going ahead. So yeah, just apologies. But it's not my fault. Of course it's fucking idiots in charge that can't get their act together, changing their mind at the last minute. But yeah, it's gutting. It's really annoying having to do it. I still, right to the last minute, you think, oh, maybe I could come into this country and get into that way, and then do this, and we could move it to this venue, and we've just tried everything, and sometimes they just won't let you do it. Either I can't get into the country with a visa, or it's so frustrating, and it's still not over, and people are still arguing about who's allowed to travel and what you have to do, and then you can be stuck there in a hotel room for 10 days or something. I can't wait for it all to be over. What a life this cat has got. She doesn't know that. But yeah, if I can't come to your town this year, I'll come next year. Oh. Anyway, in the meantime, Watch Afterlife again. That's coming soon. Thanks for downloading Absolutely Mental. And be nice to animals. Tatty bye, everyone. Tatty bye.
If you saw the movie, the latest Top Gun movie, eerily enough, this is that plot kind of coming to fruition in real life.
The U.S. attack on 3 Iranian nuclear sites. This morning, we're getting a look at some of the damage done over the weekend. Aerial images you see there showing impact on the surface. U.S. forces around the region and authorities at home are on alert for potential retaliation from Iran, warning its military will decide the timing, nature, and scale of its response.
I like dealing with taboo subjects. You know that, because I think the audience is already tense. And I like going there. I like talking about things that some people are worried about or whatever. And I don't think they feel alienated because I'm often on their side. I'm often creating an outside enemy to them as well, you know, like oppression or cancel culture or you know, bosses, the filthy rich. So it's like us against them, I suppose, and I try and be one of them.
This is a plan that took months and weeks of positioning and preparation so that we could be ready when the President of the United States called.
The Speaker of the House, who is from your own party, has really rejected this. He says the Article 1 power of Congress really allows for the president to do this. It was a limited, necessary, targeted strike, he says.
Well, he's probably referring to the War Powers Act of 1973, but that's been misinterpreted. There was no imminent threat to the United States, which was what would authorize that. And I think that's peculiar to hear that from the Speaker of the House. Look, Congress was on vacation last week when all this was happening.
You haven't been briefed on any of the
We
details.
haven't been briefed. They should have called us all back. And frankly, we should have debated this War Powers resolution that Rogan and I offered instead of staying on vacation and doing fundraisers and saying, oh, well, the president's got this under control. We're going to cede our constitutional authority.
What has all this been about if it does not destroy the nuclear material? Of course, what Israeli Channel 13 means is that the only way that you can destroy Iran's nuclear industry is by person, boots on the ground. And that is only possible if you have regime change. They've even appointed the new head of state, that fella in Los Angeles, who's never been in Iran since he was a child. He's the new head of state. And just to throw some sand in the face, there's going to be a Sunni Muslim prime minister. They've got the terrorist group, MK. They've got the Renta mob, Kurdish factions, ready to march on Tehran, but they cannot muster the 1 million strong army that they would require.
Yeah, so what we're looking at here is we're being told this is, I think, anywhere from just shy of 200 to 300 feet in depth. There are all kind of reports out there of 1,000 foot, but I think that's more propaganda. So what you end up doing is if you saw the movie, the latest Top Gun movie, eerily enough, this is that plot kind of coming to fruition in real life. It's not just one bomb. It'll be a bomb after a bomb to get through that penetration.
And just lastly, that's what you're talking about. Can penetrate up to 200 feet below the surface. And then, of course, we'll see it try and put the second one in there and go down in there. Yeah. Let's bring in David Burke, our Top Gun and former Top Gun instructor, retired U.S. Marine Corps officer. Now, David, I don't know how well we did that, but you know this better than anybody. Talk to us about, questions over whether or not this can successfully be done.
Said a lot of shit I don't understand. And if I don't understand it, you don't understand it.
I've got a queue of names I can give you. 80 countries long. 80 countries long that the United States has invaded since the end of World War II, invaded or subverted by way of proxy armies, or assisted in the terrorist overthrow, mass murder, assassination, and other means to alter the course of the trajectory of those countries struggling to be free. So Israel can't be blamed for those, you see. It's not Israel that overthrew President Salvador Allende in Chile in 1973. It's not Israel that murdered millions of people in Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos in the 1960s and 70s. It wasn't Israel that launched the Korean War. The United States has been a malignant empire since the end of the Second World War. And I could go back. There are only actually 6 years, in the hundreds of years since the American Declaration of Independence in 1776, that America has not been involved in a foreign war.
Just sort of be honest, really. So I think some people are worried about being too sincere in case they're criticised. They don't want someone to go, oh, God, oh, God, how soppy.
Because the goal is not to completely subjugate Afghanistan. The goal is to use Afghanistan to wash money out of the tax bases of the United States, out of the tax bases of European countries, through Afghanistan and back into the hands of a transnational security elite. That is the goal, i.e. the goal is to have an endless war, not a successful war.
No, it's not Israel that's controlling it. It's the people who support Israel that are controlling it. And the people who support Israel are both of the sides of the Uni Party. It's in the American empire's interest to support Israel. And they ruthlessly enforce it in the ways that you've just been talking. Iran committed 2 great sins, and none of them have anything to do with nuclear. After all, when the Shah wanted to go nuclear, the American company Westinghouse successfully bid for the project to build the nuclear plants in Iran. The 2 big sins of Iran are, first of all, they are the only state, Yemen being a partial state, and others being liberation movements, resistance movements. Iran is the only state that took action to defend the Palestinian people in Gaza and to contest the absolute domination of Israel in the region. That's its number 1 sin. Its number 2 sin is that it is an indispensable linchpin in the new world that is being born. Russia, China, Iran, the Belt and Road Initiative, the North-South Corridor, the means of breaking free from hundreds of years of Western hegemony, require as a hinge a free, sovereign and independent Iran.
You don't need a formal conspiracy when interests converge. These people went to the same universities and fraternities. They're on the same boards of directors. They're in the same country clubs. They have like interests. They don't need to call a meeting. They know what's good for them, and they're getting it.
I'm just like a real DJ. I'm nothing like a real DJ. I was once. Used to do the old desk and everything. That's too much trouble now, isn't it? Hello, everyone. Welcome. Happy Sunday. I thought I'd better do one of these. Oh, look at me again, all red-faced and squinty because I've had a hot bath. I just had a mouthful of peanuts as well because I was hungry. They're probably fucking hell. Does it matter now? Like, am I ever going to be criticised for not looking good now? Oh, fuck. That's why I don't have to worry about the paparazzi. They're never going to get a picture of me looking worse than I want to, really. Anyway, right, loads of questions, can't get through all of them. You wake up with a special power that allows you to inflict a minor but very annoying inconvenience on anybody you don't like. What would it be? That's a good one, that, isn't it? That's a really good one. So it can't be horrible. It can't be agony or something. My first one was, like, if someone annoyed me, they suddenly go, oh fuck, I've shot myself. That would be an amazing superpower, wouldn't it? If someone have an argument with someone, they're going, you don't fucking talk to me like that, and you just go, and I go, I'll fucking shut myself. That is my superpower. I haven't, you see, if ever was a wish that a genie gave you a wish, you'd think about it, wouldn't you? You'd go, give me 24 hours. You'd have a meeting, you consult people, what's the best wish? I just came up with that without any thought, and I still don't think I'd regret it. Just see someone running down the road, holding their arse, diarrhea going everywhere. I go, he must have had an argument with Ricky Gervais. Right, there you go. That's my superpower. Keena, here's a philosophical question. What's your take on the existence of a soul and consciousness? Well, consciousness that exists, doesn't it? That's an epiphenomenon. That's a feeling we have. The snapshot of all our brain events. It's because we have a brain. It's still materialist in the sense that we don't know really what it does. It's like that's why I call it an epiphenomenon, but it's a thought. Whereas a soul, I think, is something slightly more metaphysical, spiritual, hopeful. I don't know we have a soul in the sense that, I think the difference is, people mean a soul when they think it's something that's part of you that could exist without you being alive, which I don't believe in, obviously. I treat it like consciousness, really. You are who you are, and that dies with you. Like, I don't think your consciousness goes on after your brain's frazzled. Some people do. I've no evidence of that. I could be proved wrong. There could just be loads of consciousness floating around going, we're here. You can't hear us. I don't believe you. Well, fucking think. But they can't do anything. So I don't believe anything can exist without our physical live body, so to speak. And sometimes people mean a good soul, mean they're just a good person. They've got a good outlook, morality. They're nice, they're decent. But can anything of you exist after you die, apart from your memory and your legacy? I don't think so. But I could be wrong. Julia, how do you find British winters? Yeah, I hate them. Would you and Jane and Pickle ever move abroad? I mean, I've got no plans to. I'd never say never. There's no reason I wouldn't. And I love England. I love visiting loads of countries. Now, there's countries I can imagine living in. I can imagine living in loads of countries. And the winters would, unless something really, really bad happens and, society goes to hell and we have to get out, I can't imagine being bothered to move out of England. But that's the time I think about it. In January and February when it's raining. When I get up and it's just raining and I can't even go for a walk, I go, fucking hell. Fucking England. Fuck's sake. Yeah, I don't mind winters. I don't mind if it's -10. If it's dry and I can still get about. Loads of nice countries that are crispy and sunny and covered in snow and -10. It's just this drizzle. It's just when you wake up and it's like you're in a fucking cloud. Sort of literally and metaphorically. It's just depressing, isn't it? But most of the time, it's alright, isn't it? Jeannie, being so famous, does the paparazzi follow you around everywhere you go in your area? No, I don't think so. They're always there, but they don't really bother me.
Love you, Ricky.
Hi.
Hey, you were hilarious on Ellen the other day.
Oh, thank you. That's always good fun, isn't it?
Yes.
No, no, look, be careful.
Shit.
Jesus. Listen. Any soundbite I might have is not worth killing yourself.
Yes, it is.
Listen, stand still, do it. And then I'm going to go and running, but I don't want you to hurt yourselves.
Okay.
Sure. Do you want to take photos, Dave?
When you're done with them, I don't want to get...
Okay, no, I'm done with them.
Okay.
Cheers.
Thank you, Rick.
Very first.
Oh, I don't know what order it's in. Don't go with me, you'll hurt yourself.
Thank you, Ricky.
Thank you, Ricky.
Thanks.
Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm not that sort of bloke, am I really? They get me sometimes when there's probably no one better to, and I don't see them. I often see a picture, what the fuck was that taken? I look at what I'm wearing, I go, that's no clue, is it? What I'm wearing. I don't know. Could be any day. They'll think, oh, why are they fucking taking that? But they're out there. But no, they don't really bother me. They don't bother me because I don't see them. They don't chase me down the street or anything, like a boy band. And I think they know there's no story. Ricky Gervais wearing black, looking a bit fat. Yeah, we know. Let's use last year's photo. James Willoughby Oliver. Would you rather be constantly sticky or constantly itchy? That's a good one. I hate sort of both, really. If I've eaten an orange or something, I've got to wash my hands straight away. But itchy's bad, isn't it? I mean, itchy is that's like a condition, isn't it? That's got to be slightly more annoying than being sticky, isn't it? It's all part of me. Is everything sticky? I suppose so. Yeah, that would be horrible. Itchy. I mean, you can scratch an itch, but then again, is everything? Am I scratching all the fucking time? I think sticky, you just go deal with it. I mean, itchy is like, it's annoying, isn't it? George Clooney wouldn't give you the fucking time of day with these questions. Do you know what I mean? Like, I sit down here, hot, red, fat, tired, frozen shoulder, and I really think about these answers. Now, Lionel Lemon. See what I mean? Imagine that. Imagine, I don't know, Ryan Reynolds. He probably would answer him. Do you have a title for your show yet? Oh yeah. And are you still enjoying the new material nights? And Sue asked her a question. And then she says, are you going to do any out of London? I plan to. First of all, I've got a title I'm thinking about. I keep going between one or two and then think of another one. But I think I've got a title that's sort of, it's good. It's one word. It'll annoy some people. Not sure yet. And I'm loving them. It's my favourite bit. I'd quite happily do new material nights forever. Just never finish it. Just do new stuff it's such a joy to go out, 400 people scramble to get a ticket. It's cheap. It's like 17 quid at the moment. They see me do like 40. They see 3 other comics do 10. It's like the best new material night in the world, and it's great. You just, comedically, it's great because it's great when it's finished and you're playing arenas and it's honed and it's perfect. But, it's something nice about it being different every night and trying stuff out that you, deep down, will never make it, or maybe it will. I've thought that before, and it has made it. So yeah, I'm loving it. It's great. Will I do something out of London? I plan to, but the thing is, if you go out of London and suddenly you're paying for everyone's rail fares and everyone's, hotel bills, particularly mine, that's a lot of money to play a little venue for new material night, and it defeats the object if I'm suddenly charging them 40 quid for new material nights. I could lose money, I guess, but that's mad, isn't it? So it's sort of, there's a balance, but it's nice to get out, and I can do warm-ups in bigger places, I suppose. I think when I go out of town, it might be a little bit bigger to cover costs and still keep the ticket price cheap. Mr. T the Taco. I mean, seriously, would Jerry Seinfeld entertain this nonsense? As a man who has accomplished so much, I like him. What is there left for you to accomplish besides being knighted, losing weight, and buying some friends for Miss Jane Fallon? I don't know. It's quite an achievement just to still be working. I sort of appreciate that. Be sort of semi-healthy and working. And you've never nailed it. You've never nailed stand-up. There's always something that hasn't been done, or some way you can go, or some way to improve it, or, that's true of anything. What's that quote? An education is never finished. So I feel like that. And I like my new sort of business ventures, like, Dutch Barn Vodka and Cano Water. That's fun. Trying to break that, trying to get that a global brand. That's still fun. And, there's something creative there. I do the adverts. That's real fun. That feels like content to me. And I just so happen to own the company as well. There's not many things that I think, I want to achieve that. But everything I do, I want it to be a success. I even thought of doing this for Spotify. I was talking to Spotify. They wanted me to do a show. And I thought I could do this for them. Think how shoddy this is. Imagine them taking this. Be good, wouldn't it? Half hour. Then you could do it as tracks, like each question. They could do a playlist, like all the times Ricky answered a stuffed fucking toy, or all the times Ricky talked about whether he'd rather have fucking lobster claws or elephant anus. I'm not selling it very well. And I'd like $50 million, and I'll do one of these a week for Spotify. No, that's too many. One a month. I do a calculation. How long is he going to live? They go, fuck, it's not worth it. That's not fucking worth it. Oh, God. Monsieur Dougal. Another dog. What the hell is a tuffet, and who in their right mind would sit on one? That's a good question. I've always thought that. Little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet. Well, I know what a tuffet is. It's like a sort of a mound of grass, right? Like a tiny little hillock that's perfect to sit on. But what annoys me about that is they called her fucking Muffet just to rhyme with that stupid fucking word. Who's called Muffet? Should be that. Who the fuck is called Muffet? They always know, don't they? Little Jack Horner sat in a corner. You've called him Horner because the little cunt's in a corner. Admit it. Hubbard. Old Mother Hubbard. Oh, where did she go? Oh, I wonder. The fucking cupboard. Jack Sprat. Who's called Sprat? Maybe that is his name. Maybe it isn't. Georgie Porgy. Hold on. That doesn't even fucking rhyme with anything. Georgie Porgy, putting in a pie, kiss the girl's man. They could have called any... That's fucking... Georgie fucking Porgy. But good point, Monsieur Dougal. Ollie Afterlife. Oh, God. Just read Determined by Dr. Robert Sapolsky, who eminently argues that free will is an illusion. Yeah. Because everything, even behaviour, every thought, every emotion, derives from what went before. I agree. Determinism, yeah. If that is true, no one is accountable for their actions. Yeah, that's true. But then the quantum leap people make is, well, if no one's responsible for their actions, everyone should be able to do anything they want. That's not true. Because a bear isn't responsible for its actions, is it? If a bear, if you're in the wild and you go up to a bear and whack it and it eats you, that's not responsible. It's a bear. That's why it does that. So we act accordingly. We stay away from bears. So it doesn't mean that anyone, because they're not responsible, you can't just let a serial killer run around because he wants to. We have to do something to protect other people because we've invented human rights. But yeah, it's a hell of an illusion though, free will. I mean, you can't get around it. It's impossible to imagine that you haven't got free will. Because it's not whether you can make a choice, because everyone feels they can make a choice. Lift your right arm up with your left arm up. That one. But it's you couldn't choose your choice, because you couldn't even choose the question. You couldn't choose the bit before. You couldn't choose cause and effect. So you can't choose. We're sort of like vessels. But that doesn't mean that morality doesn't exist. Because that's the thing we've created and we like, because we feel that we want to live. I mean, even creativity. You can't sit down and go, right, I'm gonna write a joke about, you can't choose your thoughts. But what you can do is go, right, I'm not going to answer the fucking door. I'm going to put headphones in. I'm going to go for a run. I'm going to make myself an available vessel for an idea. Good question, that. Mal, if you go back in time to any concert, who would it be to watch? That's a good one. I'm always worried about that. It's like, is it someone that I'd absolutely love and I missed? Or is it sort of being part of history? Because there's people that I don't love now, but I think, I'd be amazing to see, the first Elvis concert or whatever. So it might not necessarily be your favourite person. I mean, things that are historic, you'd want to know why was it historic, like Woodstock or a tricky one, that, isn't it? Or Bowie's concert when he said he was killing off Ziggy Stardust, or Dylan when he went electric. Oh, there's so many. Oh my God. Sex Pistols. Who would it be? Oh, that's so tricky. I keep thinking of things like Beatles and Elvis just because it's Beatles and Elvis comeback concert. Although I can watch that, can't I? But it's being there, isn't it? I always think that about those sort of things. Like we go back in time and witness that. But in real time, it might be like, I always think there's scientific ones, like, I think I've talked about this before, like when Einstein came up with E equals MC squared, but he probably did that over months. I'm sort of like I'm invisible ghost in his study, am I, when he's fucking there for days. He's going E equals, I'm going MC fucking squared, but he can't hear me. And he has a little wank break. I'm going, fucking hell. Fuck's sake. Oh, God. Einstein, he probably had to, you know what I mean? It's going, oh, I've been fucking thinking all day. Have a little bit of me time. Oh, God. Right. George Clooney definitely wouldn't talk about Einstein having a little wank between E equals MC squared. Right. Oh, Jenna, is there a place you'd really like to perform that you haven't yet? Oh, yeah. Well, you know, countries in general I haven't been to. Australia's the most obvious one, I guess, which is the most furthest one away as well, isn't it? One day. I've only done Europe and North America. I haven't done Asia, Africa, South America. South America. I think of Argentina. Argentina, I've heard, is such a cool place. And I've got a bit of profile in South America because I think because of Netflix. I've got a little bit of profile everywhere probably. It's just me being lazy. There's only so many days I can gig anyway. You know what I mean? So one day though. It is pure, it's a long way, isn't it? I could take a private jet to anywhere I like in the world. And I go, it's a long way, isn't it? Yeah. Argentina, that'd be amazing, wouldn't it? It's too far. Too far that way and down. Isn't it? Someone said I'd love Japan because everyone's so quiet and restaurants are silent. That'd be amazing. Imagine going all that way just because restaurants are quiet. Rachel, have you ever painted or wallpapered anything in your life? That's worded like an accusation, isn't it? I can hear the attitude in that. Because it's not, have you ever painted or wallpapered anything in your life? It's, have you ever painted or wallpapered anything in your life? It's that, isn't it? I've painted the walls and stuff. Don't think I've wallpapered anything. I used to watch my mum up on a rickety ladder. Be like, careful, mum. Oh, God. Exercise books. We used to wallpaper our exercise books. Do they still do that? Why do we do that? I think it's so, because everyone writes fucking twat and knob and Mr. fucking Campbell is a twat, and then they wallpaper it. So if you write on the wallpaper, they can go, right, wallpaper over that. Well, they can't do that. Yeah. But yes, they could. Just make the people who don't want to write knob and bollocks all over there. Anyway, yes. I don't even know if I did those. I think my mum did them for me. Everyone had them. Just wallpapered exercise books. That is so weird. Why? You could tell people's decor in their house from their exercise books. All mine were like off-white anaglypta or that fake wood. I remember it. Oh, that's good because you probably can't, because it was shiny as well, the fake wood. So he probably couldn't write on that so easy. But I remember the anaglypta. Is that what it is? The sort of like, is it knobbly? What's that stuff that's like knobbly? It's got like air bubbles. Or is that fake wood chip? One of them. Fucking hell, this was a load of bollocks, wasn't it? This is like, I don't know. Like being in a mental home. No offence. Right, there you go. That's another load of bollocks. I hope you enjoyed that. There's can of water. Buy can of water. That's quite a serious thing actually, because they're made from aluminium, so it's 100% recyclable, and we're trying to stop people use plastic bottles. Not only do you get loads of fucking nano plastics in your fucking brain, right, but people, they don't recycle it, they throw it in the oceans and it's clogging it up. Whereas this is 100% recyclable and sort of inert and everything. So, yeah, buy a can of water. And Dutch Barn. Cheers everyone. Be nice to animals. Tatty bye. Tatty bye.
If you don't like that, if you don't like the changes that we've made, I say the door is open and you can leave.
Social media sites. There are new powers here to censor your site, state mandates.
To censor my site?
To censor your site.
You mean Truth?
Truth
Social?
I mean Truth. Is that okay?
Well, I don't think he's going to censor my site because I say only good things. Will you please uncensor my site?
Yeah, we're not censoring anyone.
Some things I'm more mellow about and some things I'm more angry about. Like, I never really cared about politics. I went through the phase at sort of, 15, 16, thinking I was Che Guevara. But then you think, there's no point. But I realise the thing that makes my blood boil is obviously animal cruelty and all injustice, all those things, those documentaries I've watched where people have gone to jail, for 30 years just because the prosecutor wanted to get a quick. I just think, well, what can we? They can't give them that time. So things like that, I'm more angry about than I ever was. Like wasted time. When you take away someone's time. Then other things that I was probably, I don't know. I don't think I have mellowed. Because I was only ever verbally brave. Do you know what I mean? It's not like I used to go out and steal cars and get into fights. It's not like I ran a gang. I was cheeky at school, then I was cheeky at work. Now being cheeky is my job. So I haven't had to downgrade my outrageous behaviour and bravery because it was only ever verbal. So I don't think I have mellowed, no. And in many ways, I've gone the opposite way. But I think freedom of speech is a fundamental human right that all others come from. So if anything, I've got slightly more militant on the people's right to freedom of speech, which is sort of part of my job, I think. Freedom of speech. So I selfishly want that, but it happens to be the best thing for everyone.
We've got to fix that problem. We can't simply live with that problem, so it's a very different situation.
Well, we ended the estate tax. There is no estate tax on farmers. So when a parent leaves their farm, because again, a lot of these farms, they don't make a lot of money, but it's a way of life, and they love their way of life, and they love that dirt. That dirt is the most beautiful thing they've ever seen. They love it. I mean, they're farmers. They love doing it. They don't know how to do anything else, but they don't want to do anything else. I speak to farmers. I say, would you like to live in my penthouse in Manhattan? It's always beautiful. No, sir, I want this farm. And what happens is, we were losing a lot of people to suicide. They'd borrow money to pay the estate tax, and they were not able to pay it. And some banks are ruthless; they wouldn't do anything, and they would end up committing suicide. We have totally ended the estate tax in those situations. So there's no estate tax. So when a parent leaves the farm to the kids, they don't have to worry about their local, possibly unfriendly banker coming in and stealing their farm.
I've said to you before that a hallmark of Mussolini was that he went around the world threatening people with Germany's army. That's exactly what John Healey is doing today. Because Britain, a country that is virtually bankrupt, in fact, going bankrupt fast as we speak, literally bankrupt, unable to meet the interest payment on its colossal debt, with the IMF waiting in the wings to knock on an open door, I'm pretty sure, of yet another British Labour government. Britain is a bankrupt country, with no steel industry, with no coal industry, with no shipbuilding industry, with a minuscule military-industrial complex, and an even more minuscule armed forces, army, navy, and air force, all comfortably fitting in the stadium of Aston Villa, a mid-table, mid-size football stadium in the English Premiership. So John Healey can't really mean that he's going to fight China. Even adding Australia to the mix, I'm not sure the Australian people were consulted before this announcement, but Healey said that Australia and Britain will fight China in the event of war erupting over Taiwan. Now, you, at a push, could persuade me that the side of a line Kupiansk lies on in Ukraine was my business. You could, at a push, even though it's been in 4 different countries in 100 years, you could at least persuade me to listen to the argument that after Kupiansk, other parts of Europe will be imperiled. But what the actual F have we got to do with Taiwan? Taiwan, Taipei, where is it? What is it? Do you eat it? Do you lick it? Do you drive it? Taipei, your son may die in defense of Taipei. What madness is this? A Labour government, a British government that is about to abolish the old age pension as it has been known for a century because we can't afford to pay it. You're going to get a quarter of it when you're 67, and you're going to get the balance when you're 72 because we can't afford to pay it. We couldn't afford the cold weather payments for our old age pensioners during last year's bitter winter. We don't have the money. What madness is this? A country that is on its knees whilst handing over billions of pounds to the thief of Kiev, spending millions of pounds, flying reconnaissance missions for a genocide in Gaza, is going to go to war with China, the People's Liberation Army, the most gigantic army the world has ever known, the People's Liberation Navy, the biggest navy the world has ever known. 1.5 billion Chinese. Where do you think you are? Up the Yangtze? Do you know what happened? Healey, the last time Britain sailed a warship up the Yangtze, the Chinese sunk it in 1949. And China is, by a scale unfathomable, more powerful, more wealthy, more numerous in 2025. And you little runt, are using our country's name to threaten China with war. What kind of madness is this? Who was consulted on this? Did Parliament agree to this? I know that they would. But the contempt shown for British democracy is such that even a rubber-stamped Parliament is not asked to endorse this kind of madness. This little runt who's never heard a shot fired in anger in his miserable puff is threatening war with China on your behalf, at your expense, and with the blood of your sons and your daughters. I'm beside myself with rage at this lunatic government that we have got. The most unpopular government there has ever been in British history. They're up to their necks in the genocide in Gaza. They're up to their necks in the bloodshed in Ukraine. And now we're setting sail for yet another war. Well, up with it, I will not put, as I said, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to put up with it. So let me tell you, John, it will be over my dead body that Britain will go to war with China. Let me tell you, John, if it's your plan, as it must be, to conscript Britain's young people to fight these ever-growing wars that you continue to threaten people with, then we will do everything. We will throw everything, including our bodies, including our lives, to stop you from doing it.
What's your advice on the importance of free speech today?
Well, free speech is very important. I don't know if you're referring to any place in particular. Perhaps they are, but
we've had free speech for a very, 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 very long time here, so we're very proud about that. We protect it.
What's your advice on the small boats crisis in this country? How would you deal with it? What's your advice on dealing with the small boats crisis in this country?
It's about the boats coming over the channel, so we're taking a lot of action to stop people coming over the channel who shouldn't be here, stopping them coming in the first place.
Well, immigration is a big factor.